When you hear this sound, something bad is probably about to happen. This sound is what TV Tropes calls the drone of dread. No, not attack drones, or those robots flying in the air, or a male honeybee, or that part of a bagpipe. Drones. Like the sustained sound that can be a low or high frequency. How composers create the drone of dread can vary, but some version of it is used in almost every thriller, horror movie, or suspenseful drama. New technology has made it possible to mix sounds in new ways, helping make drones more common.
It's a sound of dread, and that is something that I think triggers fear in all kinds of creatures.
And the dread that the drone represents? Our real-life anxieties, rendered through sound. I'm Adam Epstein. This is Quartz. Please subscribe to our channel. This might be the very first drone sound created specifically for film. It's part of what's considered to be one of the very first horror film scores.
It's Jekyll and Hyde that begins this tradition of the horror film doing really unsettling effects with the sound and the music together. And these sustained, sort of mysterious sounds that you can sort of identify but can't quite identify. It creates a really uncanny effect.
Neil Lerner is a musicologist at Davidson College in North Carolina. He's studied music and film for over 20 years. He even wrote a book on how sounds build fear in horror films. Neil says that films use the drone sound specifically to make viewers feel uncomfortable in their seats.
The way drones often work is that they just build up tension, and in their unwavering qualities and the way it just keeps on giving that same sound, that reaction of feeling tension or something, some sort of unease over that is what it's there to do.
One example is the iconic, disturbing droning you hear several times throughout 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I mean, that music was just, listeners wouldn't know what to make of that. It doesn't have rhythm really, it doesn't have melody. I mean, it's just sort of a mass of sound that might start, on this pitch, and stuff might just start to build on top of it.
The drone tends to pop up most often in films during moments of great global anxiety and unrest. Space Odyssey, for instance, came out at the height of the space race, when the world was blanketed in anxiety about new technology that could take over or destroy civilization. Even at the time of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the world was facing a major depression. The worries and fear around the Cold War brought out intense, foreboding drone sounds in films like Eraserhead and The Thing. And more recently, the drone is getting at our deeper anxieties in a society dominated by technology and questions of loneliness and self-worth. Take The Social Network.
And each of these have their own relationship to the drone pitch. So he's playing with mostly stable harmonies in here. They're all the other sounds that he starts to put into the mix that make it sound more unstable and unsettling as it goes on.
But to reach our deepest fears and anxieties, the drone must go beyond just a film's music score.
We would take these segments of his score and then start using them in other places where they weren't originally intended to. Because it was such a perfect element of anxiety that we started building other scenes in other areas where they didn't originally discuss to use it.
Lewis Goldstein and Tom Ryan mixed and edited the sound for the hit 2018 horror film Hereditary.
So that's just as the drone without anything, just our drone. It's always there, subtle. Especially when the music goes away, you hear it much more.
They worked closely with composer Colin Stetson's score to make the sounds that calibrate the tension and dread in the film. Why do they work so well?
The non-wavering, and when I say wavering, I mean if something that goes on for so long, it just affects you.
The late Johan Johansson created drone sounds so overwhelming that they cause rooms to shake, like this one from Arrival. These low, humming drones make us anxious, playing directly into our subconscious as humans.
It triggers something just hardwired into us as physical creatures that used to run around in the forest and flee from predators, and of being able to detect just through these vibrations as huge creatures from miles away are pounding towards us.
That films have been so effective at connecting the drone to anxiety may tell us something about our modern world.
Tying it into the sort of zeitgeist, into the sort of just the general feeling of 2019 and apocalypticism and climate change and all this stuff. Like, the world has a drone going on right now.
We can feel this unease in The Dark Knight, which opens with an obvious drone that then sets the mood for the rest of the film.
Just complete psychological unease. I think it's a great sonic symbol for it. There are problems that we've known about for a long time that we're just letting that drone on.
That's terrifying.
It is really terrifying.
The drone has found its way off the screen and into real life too, in terrifying ways. Thousands of people around the world have reported hearing a bizarre, low-frequency sound in a phenomenon known only as the hum.
A worldwide hum is usually described as a low-pitched rumble.
And scientists still aren't totally sure of the cause. Maybe it's mass hysteria. Maybe it's just tinnitus. Or maybe it's the drone of dread, ever present, a herald of our impending doom.
Hey, we're making a series for Quartz members we think you'll like. It's called Because China. China is reshaping our world in a lot of interesting and unexpected ways. Click the link in the description or the comments and sign up for a free membership trial to watch this series and more great videos.